Chapter 1. The Ottoman Empire. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the Ottoman Empire, which had once been a powerful and sprawling realm, was entering a period of decline. By this time, the empire included a diverse array of ethnic and religious groups, including a significant Armenian minority. Armenians had a long history in the region, with communities dating back centuries. Chapter 2. Rising tensions. Tensions between the Ottoman government and the Armenian population escalated as nationalist fervor swept through the empire. Armenians, like other ethnic groups, began to assert their desire for greater autonomy and recognition of their cultural and religious rights. Armenian nationalist movements, such as the Armenian Revolutionary Federation, Dashnaks and Hunchaks, emerged to advocate for these rights, leading to further friction with Ottoman authorities. Chapter 3. World War I. The outbreak of World War I in 1914 brought significant challenges to the Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans sided with the Central Powers, including Germany and Austria-Hungary. As the war unfolded, the Ottoman government became increasingly concerned about perceived internal threats, particularly from the Armenian population. They saw Armenians as a potential fifth column, sympathetic to the Allied powers, who were the enemies of the Central Powers. Chapter 4. Deportations and Massacres. Starting in 1915, the Ottoman government initiated a series of deportations of the Armenian population from their ancestral lands. These deportations were often brutal and inhumane, involving forced marches through harsh terrain, confiscation of property, and the separation of families. Many Armenians died during these deportations due to exposure, starvation, and violence. In addition to forced deportations, massacres and mass killings took place in various regions. Chapter 5. The Role of the Ottoman Government. The Armenian Genocide was orchestrated and implemented by the Ottoman government, specifically by the ruling triumvirate known as the Committee of Union and Progress, or the Young Turks. Leaders such as Enver Pasha, Talat Pasha, and Cemal Pasha played pivotal roles in planning and executing the genocide. They saw the Armenians as a threat to the empire's unity and used the cover of war to carry out their systematic campaign of extermination. Chapter 6. International Response. Despite mounting evidence of the atrocities committed against Armenians, the international community was slow to respond. Diplomatic considerations, political alliances, and strategic interests often took precedence over humanitarian concerns. Some foreign diplomats and missionaries, such as Henry Morgenthau Sr., the U.S. ambassador to the Ottoman Empire, attempted to document and report on the atrocities, but their efforts had limited impact. Chapter 7. Armenian Resistance. Throughout the genocide, some Armenians organized resistance movements to defend themselves against Ottoman forces. These efforts were often localized and faced overwhelming odds, but they symbolized the will of the Armenian people to resist annihilation. Unfortunately, these resistance movements were unable to prevent the widespread suffering and loss of life. Chapter 8. Aftermath. By 1918, World War I came to an end, and the Ottoman Empire was defeated. The genocide had largely subsided, leaving behind a devastated Armenian population. Many survivors had lost their homes, families, and communities. The Armenian diaspora, those who had fled the region to escape the atrocities, spread across the world, establishing new communities and preserving their cultural heritage. Chapter 9. Recognition and Denial. The Armenian Genocide remains a contentious issue today. While many countries and scholars recognize it as a genocide, the Turkish government continues to deny this label, causing diplomatic tensions with countries that have officially recognized the events as such. The denial of the Armenian Genocide remains a significant obstacle to reconciliation between Armenia and Turkey. Chapter 10. Remembering the Genocide. Armenians worldwide commemorate the Armenian Genocide on April 24th each year, marking the date when Armenian intellectuals and community leaders were arrested and deported in 1915. This day serves as a solemn remembrance of the victims and a call for acknowledgement justice, and reparations for the survivors and their descendants. Armenians and their supporters continue to work towards global recognition and awareness of this tragic chapter in history. The Armenian Genocide is a deeply tragic and sensitive historical event, and this narrative provides a more detailed overview. Nevertheless, the complexities of the genocide, its causes, and its consequences remain subjects of extensive historical research and debate.